Hi guys, as always, my name's Leslie English and I run Less English Makeup LLC, and I am here today to show you guys a neat eye and lip look that can be used any time of year but will be really pretty for the fall. I am a professional makeup artist and I am also a nurse. I have a master's in nursing and just finishing up with my Botox and fillers license, so all things beauty goes on here. So I'm on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, so make sure that you are following me on all channels to make sure that you keep up with the latest trends, and that I have your email address so that you're on my monthly newsletter. In our newsletter, I like to talk a lot about things such as fashion that's coming up. I keep up with a lot of trends. I'm part of the International Makeup Trade Association. So with that, I'm able to kind of tell you what I see coming down the pipeline, also to give some opinions that work for everybody. I just washed my hair today. I'm also an educator for Beau Stegall. I don't know if you guys know him. He is based out of Greenville, South Carolina. And he is a professional hairdresser with a mission for safe hair products. He is the stylist to many stars. He has a show on Entertainment Tonight. And I work with him alongside with his team and his missions. So you see me a lot of times on the Beau Stegall collection page if I look familiar to you. All right, so let's get started with a little bit of makeup. One thing that I think is really important I want to talk to you guys about before we get started, and I was like, look at these cool nails. I mean, that's not what's important, but I just that glitter keeps catching my eye, is that I hope you're in healthy relationships. I hope that you're doing things for yourself in life. I hope that you're not just all the time working. So find a good balance out there. I'm going to see Downton Abbey with some friends tonight, and I think that's super important. I love to date my husband. I love to date my children, and the fact that I spend so much time with them and just personal time. Like my daughter, when she's talking to me, I try to really listen to what she's saying. And I also date my friends, so I want to go out and let them know how important they are to me and why I try to be a good friend to them. So just want to give you that public service announcement up front. Find one thing that you can do for other people. I do want to say that I'm going to be doing a lot of giveaways in October, so if you are somebody that is subscribed to this channel as well as my Facebook page and my Instagram, please make sure to comment below because you will be entered into our first drawing. We're going to be doing lots of things. Somebody is going to be a lucky winner of one of these palettes. I'm going to do a couple other things as well, such as Starbucks gift cards, just all kinds of fun stuff. I love this one. I've done a couple looks. I will be doing another YouTube look coming up soon. I also try to go live on Facebook some just to interact with you guys, especially a couple days a week, just so that you get to talk to me personally. These colors right here are amazing. So today we're going to use these colors. I just feel like this one's called Fine Balance, and I want to just show you a really neat look. I'm going to pull in a little bit of this blue right here that is it's called Velveteen Dream Shadow. So I'm going to just use a little bit of that. And then I'm a fan of the Perfect Face Cosmetics. Met her, Danielle Doyle, in person in Atlanta at the last IMAT show. I think they're having another one coming up soon, and I will be at a Botox seminar. So I don't think this year I'm going to get to go. And we're going to talk about some fun liners. Got some waterproof liners. I like to tell you guys up front that I am associated with Lime Life and both. So if I mention those, I do get small monetaries from those companies. Otherwise, these products are ones that I personally recommend. I would not be with them if I did not trust their missions, but I always feel like with integrity, I need to tell you guys that up front. So if you have questions, you can message me and I can send you a direct link to buy anything from Beau or Lime Life. Otherwise, I can also drop comments below to tell you where I got other things so that you can get your hands on them. So I've got a couple of tools here. You do not need all these tools. As a pro artist, I have tons of tools for myself, tons of tools for my girls. So a couple important tools that we're going to use today. I always like to show people. We're going to do like a really cool kind of ombre bold lip as well, using these two things, Berry Cocoa and Dream Gloss. Those are both from Lime Life. I'm going to be using with that our nude eyeliner. I'm going to be doing a little bit on my lips with that, and this neat little color from Wet n Wild. These are literally $5 at the drugstore. It's called Caught You Bare Naked, and it is one of my favorites to add. I do a lot of makeup for professional organizations as well as doing makeup for brides, proms, this kind of things, and I like to be able to add this to the middle of your lip. It gives you that nice little pout there. So we're gonna get started. I had a little bit of concealer on my eyes for primer today. I am going to actually take a primer spray and a clean kind of flat brush here, and I'm going to spray both eyes. And this primer right here is by Lime Life. We partner with many professional companies, and Scandinavia is one that we use for setting sprays and primers. So the polymers in here are fantastic, world renowned. I'm just taking this brush and I'm just patting it in. What this does is like when you're painting a wall, and those of you that have watched me before have heard me say this, it is like really like just filling in any cracks, crevices. It's going to keep your makeup in place for the day. It's just something wonderful to have. I recommend everybody have this tool right here in your makeup bag. It's by NYX, and it is actually a cleaning stick. So I believe that I got this when I was in Atlanta last time, and then I started buying these. It's like an eraser, literally. It's a little piece of rubber on both ends. So say you mess up or you have eyeshadow way out here. Normally I put my eyeshadow on before my makeup, but to spare you guys time in the video, I am going to be doing it this way. So this right here just kind of fixes if I have any fallout, any pull. Also, I can trace around my lips because the color that I'm using today is a dark color. These colors do not bleed, but sometimes as a human we make a mistake. And I also have this from Real Techniques. It's a little blotting eraser sponge. I love to use it just to kind of clean up and soften any kind of lip looks. Okay, so let's get started with a little bit of makeup. Now that we've been able to spray our eyes, we're going to use a little bit of a powder base to go on over. And so I'm going to take that same brush and I'm going to use a translucent powder here. And you can see that mine are very used. And sometimes I'll take my nail and just break them up a little bit. But what the goal of this is that you can run your finger back and forth smoothly. See, this one kind of catches my finger. And that's what would happen with your eyeshadow. It's going to catch. So just dust a little powder. And it doesn't have to be translucent. If you have powder of any kind, you want to just put something over the primer to give you that really smooth, just back and forth motion. All right, so I'm going to grab a brush that would be a fluffy brush. So here's 3 different ones. I'm going to go with, actually, to start out, I'm going to go with this medium-sized one. And this is Morphe 441. Most people know that I use 444 all the time. So the look that I'm going for today, and I always have one of these handy. This is Blank Slate by Beauty Control. I think I bought it off of Amazon. You can get them literally for very cheap. You can, right here, see all this right here, that fallout? That's for me cleaning my brushes. So you want to make sure you're taking care of your brushes. If you're working on other people, you need to wash them with brush cleaner. If it's your own brushes, I like to spray my brushes daily with a solution, and then on Sundays they get a bath. So let's get started. All right, so I'm going to use this color called Blue Jean here, and when I dip my brush into the eyeshadow, I like to kind of twirl it, and every artist has their own techniques that they like to do. But notice how this palette has high pigmentation. If you have fallout, that is not a bad thing. People always think, oh my gosh, that eyeshadow had fallout. No, that means that it's high pigmented, it's good eyeshadow. A lot of Urban Decays will have fallout, Smashbox, Lime Life, just different brands. So I'm going to start over here, and I'm going to sweep back and forth on the eyelid. And I'm excited to go to the movies with my girlfriends. And you can wear this palette so many ways. Like, you can take this blue here, and I swear, like, I'm almost 40, so I am a product of the 80s. I didn't really wear makeup more until the 90s because of my age. But I do remember my mom putting on blue eyeshadow by Alouette and different brands like that. I remember playing in her Mary Kay bag, and she had some pretty pink, blue, purple, green colors. And so these are, I always tell people these are not your mom's makeup, but they are very similar in some of the color schemes, but the pigment and the styles are so different now, and the techniques. So yes, I do love these colors. And I think that makeup is creative, that you can do literally anything. So if you notice, like if you have a hooded lid, which means when people ask me what is a hooded lid, they kind of fold down. You don't see the whole eyelid. So like if my eye was up here, I would have more of a deep set eye. I have a little bit of a hood. So I'm going to hold my brush when I get ready to go in. Sometimes I'll grab my forehead. I don't have to. But I'm going to really make sure that I have the color packed in here. And I'm kind of not swiping as much as patting because I want to make sure that I'm really depositing the pigment. It's very nice. See how smooth it is? That's why I'm going to add a little bit of that bright color today, just to give it a pop. But these are colors that you could wear every day. They do not have to be worn just out on a Saturday night. I think that the way I'm showing you guys, you could do a reverse as well. You could take and put the more teal color in the lid and put the blue down low. But for me personally, I chose with my eye color to put, I have really great eyes, so I made sure to put this green near mine so it will pull a little bit of the gold out and show my eyes off a little bit. I wore these little fun earrings today because I think they will go well with my look. So I'm going to use a flatter brush here, and this is a brush by Moda Brushes. I was able to get this in an influencer pack that was sent to me. I really like the brushes so far. I haven't experienced a lot of fallout with the bristles. So I'm going to take and I'm going to kind of start in the middle. I'm just going to pat this on the eyelid. I really want to focus in towards the middle and towards the end. And I'm going to bring it up into the crease because I want it to meet where I have placed the blue jean. Alright, so seeing that up close, it's going to be really pretty when we're done. I feel like somebody needs to sing. Like, I always love to have music in my studio, but with the rights and copyrights of most videos, I've just got to where I don't play as much music as I used to, so... I just took a DNA test. Turns out I'm 100% that makeup artist. Okay, I'll stop. I promise, I'll stop. My son, if he was here, he would say, "Mother, please stop." Alright, so I just wanted to look up close and then show you guys. Alright, so I'm going to clean up real quick on these eyes. I'll be right back. Okay, so we're back now, and I've been able to, all I did was take my fingers like this, rub a little bit of color on them, pack it down. So when you hear someone say packing their eyeshadows, that's what they mean. They mean patting it into place. So I'm going to grab a really flat brush here. I'm going to have that handy. I'm going to go ahead and spray it. And I am going to grab a little bit of the blue jean, as I am going to use it under my eyes today. And I'm putting this into the lash line for those of you watching. And that is one of the anatomical line marks that I put color. I like to use a powder more into the lash line so that I can really tight line in the top and bottoms. And what I do is like right where you can put a false lash, like under this lid and into there, I'm going to take this really bright blue here and I'm going to wet my brush really good. I'm probably going to pull a little bit of that down at the bottom too, just to add a little bit of boldness today. So I'm going to go right into this lash line. I'm going to use my close-up mirror for just a second. Alright, so I'm just really opening the eyes. If you have like a mono lid or a hooded lid, I suggest a lot of times that you focus more your mascara and eyeshadow on the same area. If you have a deep set lid, give that eye a wing. Do whatever you think is good for you, boo. So I'm going to take, because I want this to really stand out, I'm going to use this black liner that we have from Lime Life. They're waterproof. I'm going to go into the water line up inside my eye. And I've been doing it long enough that I don't look, some people I see going like they're, you know, having an issue with it. The one thing I will tell you is it's like butter, it's smooth, it will set, it's a pencil, but it kind of goes on soft. So I always take my little brush there and just make sure it's spread in evenly, that there's no white gaps. So if I'm looking down at you, you shouldn't be able to see any kind of white gaps at all. All right, so I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna grab a little flat brush here, similar to this, and I'm gonna grab this whiter color now. And I am going to place it right around under my brow, right here under the eyebrow, can't talk. And I'm softly gonna do that. I'm not gonna put as much down here. If you have a really puffy eyelid, that white can make it look a little bit more puffy, so I would probably stay with more of a matte color. I'm gonna bring the white down here. Of course, I'm gonna clean up when I put on some mascara, but I want it to be a little bit bolder. I'm gonna grab a little bit of that Perfect Face. It is also a beautiful white, but it has a little bit of shimmer. It's one of my favorite colors to use on my brides, and you're gonna see why in just a second. I'm gonna go right into the same area. So if you were to think of your eye as a window pane, split in half, I'm gonna be in the lower inner part of the window. Think about to the window, to the wall. Okay, whatever makes it work for you, but that's what I think of in my head every time I'm teaching you guys that. So, all right, normally I don't put a lot of liner into my waterline. I like to keep that open. I usually use a nude. I am going to, for this look though, put just a little black. I'm not gonna go all the way across. I'm gonna stop where my pupil is. Till the sweat. Oh, you females, girl. Oh, skeet. Oh, okay. So this liner right here is called Appreciate You, because I do appreciate you guys. I'm going to take it and I'm just going to go over where I had the white shadow. You don't have to have this, but I just like having a little bit of it for the inner corners. And I'm going to grab my little smudge brush that I showed you guys, and I'm just going to press it in because I want it to stay in place. All right, so with these eyeshadows, you can get like the nicest, softest look. So sometimes I feel like when I blend all the color out. So I'm gonna just go right in here and add just a little blue, and I'm gonna add it to the outer corner. And I'm really gonna focus on the crease area. And I'll be honest with you guys, when I saw this palette come out, Allie Raceman, who is an Olympic gold medalist who also was involved in standing up for herself during sexual abuse, when she brought out these colors, I thought, how am I going to wear these? I'm too old. I don't know if this color scheme works for me, but then once I got to playing around and I saw how soft and beautiful they were, I just knew that I had prejudged these colors without really giving them a chance. So I'm going to take my finger and grab this blue right here. And I tell people all the time when they ask me, if you watch my videos, that your fingers are some of the best tools that you personally own. So I'm just dabbing that into the corner of my eye, and I'm going to use my shadow box just to wash my finger off here. All right, so I'm not going to put a ton of bold eyeliner on because I am going to do a little bit of a bold lip. So I'm going to show you guys, I'm going to use It Cosmetics Superhero Mascara. So let's put on some mascara. All right, and if you're clumsy with mascara like I am sometimes, make sure that you're just a little careful, that you don't have anything. If you did get something on your eye, wait until it dries completely and then just scratch it off with your nail or a spoolie. What's a spoolie, Liz? I don't know what a spoolie is, so hold on and I'll show you, babies. This is a spoolie. Most of you that watch probably know, because let's face it, you guys in this generation are better at makeup than most of us that went to school for it, because there's just so much out there, so much creativity and fun things to do. So when people always ask me, what is your favorite part about your job? Well, it's about getting to be creative. That's what my favorite part is. All right, so I'm going to use our nude liner here, and I'm going to line my lips, especially like around my Cupid's bow. I like to do this on a dark color, just a little pro tip from me to help things not bleed. Alrighty. Okay, so I'm going to use Enduring Lip Color. It's the Berry Cocoa, and it's by Lime Life. I love their Enduring Lips. They are long wear. You can wear them through eating. I'm going to be eating some popcorn and a real Coke at the movies, and I don't want any judgments, because when I go to the movies with my friends, it's about being myself and having a great time. Now, I do sometimes drink water just because Cokes are a little treat for me. All right, so pro tip from me, number 2758. No, I'm kidding. I like to use a flat brush. I feel like sometimes using the ones that come in it, you get a little heavy-handed. So I put mine on my lip brush, and I'm gonna brush it on. Alright, so I'm going to grab a little bit more, and sometimes it's just a little bit of a balance to get the amount you want. I love this deep purple. I feel like it goes well with this cool schemed eye look. So I'm staying in the family of purples, blues, cool tones without having to do a blue lip or green lip. That looks beautiful on some, but not me. As always, my lips like to kind of try to settle on me in the corners. And this is where your little eraser buddy comes in. So I go ahead and mix my lips together. I always like to do like a patting motion. I'm just silly. Alright, so now I'm going to take this color called Caught You Barehanded, or Caught You Bare Naked. I love the names, like Wet n Wild. They're wild, people. These people are wild. I don't know who your CEO is, but you wild, because your names are hilarious. So I'm going to take a little bit in the center. I'm going to sprinkle it right on, like I want you to sprinkle this video with your friends, so that they know all the cool happenings going on. I mean, I wouldn't want anybody to miss out on how freaking funny I am. I mean, I know Jenna Marbles, but I might be a modern day Lucy. If you saw my husband, you would definitely think that he was Desi. Alright, right, so I'm gonna take my hair down. I have wild woman hair. For those of you that know me, I have natural curly hair. And with this eye look, I want my hair to be all cute too. All right, so I need to spray. I normally wait or spray before I do my mascara. I am going to actually kind of cover my eyes. You want to spray it to where you feel like your face is going to be a little bit wet. And while it's still wet, I like to take a clean brush and just really pat it into the skin. And what I've noticed is it just helps to bind to the makeup and keep your makeup in place all day long. All right, and so if I felt like I needed a little blending going on, just to make sure it's smooth, no lines, I just use a little chubby brush. And I like to personally take my brush here that still has a little bit of the blue on it and dust it right under to where it touches on the ends so that I am looking fierce. I hope that you guys learned something valuable from this video as always, and thank you so much for your time. Like I said, make sure that you that you're sharing with friends, and before we go, a little bit of gloss just to keep from being too stiff, which these lipsticks do not dry in a way that leaves you too flat because they have aluminum. They have no aluminum in them, which is a little pro trick for you, that if your lips feel super dry, like there's certain brands I love, but with that aluminum in them, I just can't use it. It makes my lips peel. So like the skin will peel right off my lips. All right, so as always, I hope you have the best night. I will review the Downton Abbey movie and let you guys know. I'll probably be on all social media platforms. And I hope you guys have a great day.